Luke Beveridge moved on today. He returned in front of cameras after his instantly infamous press conference a week ago as he prepares his Dogs for the Blues tomorrow night.
You've got the nerve to ask me a question and even be here. You cause all this muckraking trash that happens behind the scene. Your gutter journalism at the moment is killing us and behind the scenes. Are you proud of yourself? You're not welcome. You're an embarrassment.
Have you spoken to Tom Morris yet?
Obviously, we put a statement out. I did something to camera, and we'd rather just leave it where it is, based on everything that's happened to him. There's nothing to be gained by pouring any petrol on what's already happened.
The man has clearly no concept of how to deal with the media.
I was really concerned about him, Gerard. I wrote a piece saying, "Are you okay?"
I think there is serious concern, even now, as we sit here tonight around the football club, about Luke and whether he needs more support.
I was just got a cop it on the chin, but it's far from the truth. I've never been fitter, never felt healthier, couldn't feel more passionate about what I do. And the players and I have got a really strong connection, and that's the real thing that matters.
So keen to leave the comprehensive apology and move himself on.
Oh, he did it superbly. Absolutely superbly. No point. He knows Tom Morris's position. He's down. He's not going to kick him while he's down. It's done. It's moved on. There's been some hysterical reaction. Like he needs, help, mental help and stuff. You know, as I said to you, I wrote, is he okay? He asked the question. The Dogs did and the AFL did. But I don't know if Luke Beveridge, I don't know if he needs help. You know what he is? He's a competitor, mate. He's a competitor. He's fierce. Anyway, everyone's different. Everyone's the same. It'll be a boring world, Gerard.
Yes.
It'll be a very boring world.
So what would happen at selection? Jamara Ugle-Hagan moves from medical sub into the forward pocket, so he's in the side. Bontempelli is selected for the time being. They'd lose Bailey Smith, which was unanticipated. Josh Shackey, I feel like Bailey Williams is a big omission. So Smith is a hip injury. Taylor Duray, Anthony Scott both come into the side.
Really interesting. Again, last week it was missed. You know, he was asked about Josh Shackey, Luke Beveridge in the post-match, and I nearly put it in today during the piece on Jamara. He said, no, we'll stick. We've got to keep working with Josh Shackey. So I got the impression then that he would keep his spot. Of course, he played in the wing last week. They've been trying to develop him as the second or third tall in the forward line, and they played Shackey on the wing. They played Zane Cordy in the forward line. Jamara is in. We know he's definitely in the team.
Yes.
He's definitely in, so... Well, good luck. You know, this is not a witch hunt on Beveridge or the Dogs or Jamara. You know what? Everyone's footy fans. Just want to see what the kid's got. And if he's up to it, fantastic. If he still needs work, he goes back and works on it. That's just life as a footballer, isn't it?
I suspect a stretch of games is where he'll find out.
Yeah.
So there's been a determination for Beveridge to explicitly say why. You don't run down... your gilt-edged number one draft pick for the future.
That's a really good point.
If he'd been an asset for them to play, he would have been playing.
You know how he runs him down?
Tough love behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Don't run him down publicly.
You know what he does? By running him down, he just doesn't pick him. Okay? And he knows the reasons why. If he was good enough and energetic enough, he would have been playing, mate.
So play for a stretch and see how it settles. With the Bulldogs and Carlton, you've had nailed. So Norton or Nort played out right before our eyes in the season opener.
Oh, he's a freak, Aaron Norton, isn't he? I mean, he's just one of the most watchable players in the comp. He's going to challenge the Coleman, as we said last week, kicked 4 goals against Melbourne, the best defence we've seen for some time. So that was an amazing start. So the rankings at the end of round 1, it is only round 1, that Aaron Norton is the best target in the competition inside 50 at turning and targeted entry into a goal. So he's the number 1 player in the comp. And the Dogs are the number 18th ranked forward 50 in getting a score out of an entry. So it is amazing.
I just thought Norton or Nort was pithy. It turns out.
Well, it may not hold, Gerard, but I think it gives you an idea of the issues that are at play at the Dogs. Really difficult situation they've got, because if he doesn't mark it, they're in real trouble.
You flagged Bontempelli. They used Liberatore. That didn't work. And now so Norton.
Yeah, so if you see Norton here, he has to do all the bullocking work. He has to fly against 3 players to contend to try and contested mark. He brings it to ground. There's nothing at ground level. This is the other part of it.
Yep.
Like, no one's front and square. No one's front and centre to either be pressure players or to crumb the ball. Where is Cody Waitman? No ground ball gets. Mitch Hannon, 1. Libba, you're down there. You got to win some ground ball gets. He wins 1. Bont wasn't hardly down there, but he only wins 1. Then when Norton's not there, this is what happens. He goes for a 4-minute spell on the bench, and no one takes control of the forward line. No one takes control of the dominant position down the line. No one. So when we say it's Norton or naught, this is a significant issue. This is the reason why the Dogs are in serious trouble.
100%. So there's no aerial threat other than Norton, and there's no ground level threat. So that was, I suppose, the thought behind Bontempelli, Robbo. And I know you disagree, but I felt that they could survive without him in the midfield. And I think I was proving correct. In that second quarter, when they were dominant, the Dogs, Bontempelli had 2 touches. He had no influence. But I think he can be the one that at the front half of the ground, that can either be the one delivering the ball because they've lost their ability to find a mark inside 50, or create something and kick goals himself. Because what I want to do is figure the next level, because you weren't convinced, I wanted to bring some stats to the table. So when Bontempelli does kick 2 or more goals, it's a pretty handy strike rate. And in fact, one of those losses was in the grand final when he kicked 3 and almost single-handedly won them a premiership. And when he doesn't, they're only a 50-50 team. So I just think they used Libba. It didn't work. It's a pretty simple one for me this week, Gerard. Get Libba back where he does his best work, right in the guts. Bont can still come up to stoppage. Bontempelli can still take a centre bounce, but do what all the best players in the comp are doing and play more in the front half, and just give the Carlton defence and coaching staff something else to think about other than Norton.